Hey, what's going on? This is Greg with Fitness. Thank you for checking out this video. I've got a great exercise for you, the squat. I'm going to teach you how to do a proper squat. Now, so many people jack the squat up, and it's oftentimes due to poor teaching, but really oftentimes it's due to really tight hip flexors, due to really tight hamstrings, really tight calves is a big one as well. Something that's just not allowing you to do a perfect squat. Now, a perfect squat, when you sink it down low, you should ideally be able to keep those knees right on top of the toes or behind them. So as low as you can get it, right on the heels, and then back up. So sinking it down good and low, low and slow. And then in perfect squat, your spine is going to be about parallel to your shins as you try to back up. Now, a good way to correct this, let's say what we've got, typically we see the heels are going to be popping up. We're going to see way too much of a hinge in those hips. And one really good way to fix that is a corrected squat. There's a link right down there that I'm going to give you that's a phenomenal exercise to tweak that out. A lot of times when we got tight calf, you can test the waters real quick. You can grab something like just like a 5-pound weight plate, and you can set the heels on top and squat down. Now, if we move it down and boom, we got a beautiful squat. That tells me your calf is going to be really, really tight. And what you got to do is first start foam rolling. I'll put a link for that down there as well. So that you absolutely need to be doing is loosening up those muscles. But let's say that's not an option. Pulling those arms out in front or going for a goblet where we hold that out and sink it down low. This weight that's going to be out in front is going to allow you to kind of counterbalance and fight back. Keeping that long lever is exactly the same as that goblet. So it's going to allow you to maintain a much more neutral spine. And that's really, really critical, especially when we start loading it up. Because the worst thing we can do is let that back start pounding down, put excessive pressure on that low back as we're squatting, especially if we're doing something with a barbell. And that's a whole nother story. If you're just getting into it, you probably shouldn't be doing barbell squats. So very, very important that we learn how to do it. Now, from a front view, those feet, when we're assessing, those feet should be directly underneath those hips. Those big toes should be just about forward. And those knees should be moving right in line with those toes. If they're caving in or they're popping out, that's a problem. If they're starting to flatten those feet, you want to try to maintain equal weight distribution, or what I call the tripod. That's the big toe, the pinky toe, and then the heel of the foot. And you'll see, like, as I squat down, this foot kind of tends to naturally dive down. That's a big issue I'm having right now, because I've got a lot of tightness going on with my peroneus. And that's when you start needing to address some of that foam rolling, some of that soft tissue work. You can kind of loosen that up so your body moves back in the normal range. But ideally, moving those knees right in line. And remember that. The knees always need to be following those toes, and they should be following those toes, no matter where they are. So you can take those feet directly underneath those hips, or a little bit wider for a safe, regular squat. If you're opening up those hips just a little bit more, those toes need to be pointing out just a hair out of like 12:30 and 11:30. All right, sinking it down good and low. Again, those knees, open it up. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow you to open up those hips again so you can sink down just a little bit deeper. And that ideal squat is going to sink that ass all the way down to that grass. That's what we're looking. This is Greg with Fitness. The anatomy, breaking it down of a squat, how you can perfect your squat, all those links right down there. If you love this video, check out some of my other anatomies and breakdowns and scroll through our YouTube. This is Greg with Fitness, getlitfit.com. Thank you for checking out our video.